Everybody to the Jayhawks Dynasty here, episode 48, and one of the biggest opportunities head coach Smeams has had across this entire series. Today we face the Sooners, who have dominated us on a 3-0 winning streak so far through the first three seasons, but here in year 4, the Sooners are 0-5 through the first few weeks. They have not found a way to win any games, and despite playing few unranked teams and having a very difficult strength of schedule, the Sooners have not come out on top. And head coach Smeams, after last week, made the decision to give Maurice Butler his first opportunity to start since the beginning of last year. Week 2 is when he got benched for Conrad Holly. So this will be the first week in over a season and a half that the Jayhawks have not had Conrad Holly starting for them. And on a 3rd and 7, Butler's first or second pass of the day sails right into the ground, and the Sooners offense, led by none other than their expert quarterback Rutger, is brought out onto the field. That one would be a pass to Greg Newby for 9 yards to start their day. They do have Marcus Major back there, another guy that has been instrumental in the success of this offense, but they just have not been able to overcome what these opponents they've faced so far have been. And the loss of Spencer Rattler has definitely shattered this team's spirits over this season, as Major gets brought down with a nice tackle there after 3 yards. And let's get on to the field now, and let's not talk about the team's outcome or their season so far, as Jason Gilliam gets Major in the backfield. They will lose 3, and the Sooners settle for a short field goal here to start their day. 4th and 5, snap it back, set it up, beautiful hold by Williams, and that one would go right through the upright. 2nd and 10, this is the closest a game against Oklahoma has been 4 minutes into the game, so we are better than we have been the past 3 years. Now Butler's second pass of the day flies in there to Arnold on the slant, and they get a first down. Now a 3rd and 2, likely going to go for it either way, and Neal gets stuffed. So we know head coach Smeams goes for it on a lot of chances he gets, and he is not afraid to sling it on short 4th down situations, but they're going to use Butler's mobility, and he is going to be brought down well out of bounds, but the referees call it a clean tackle. So Butler does get the first down. Now 1st and 10, Butler wants to throw. He fires behind his receiver Harris, and Thomas is going to intercept it to the 50, the 40, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds by the linemen. And the Jayhawks' struggles continue in the turnover category. Maurice Butler, who has otherwise almost had a perfect season, throws his second interception of the year, as they will get forced to another field goal, though. The Sooners do not make anything out of that interception, thankfully, besides 3 points if this one goes through. Another beautiful snap and hold, and the Sooners' lead is now 6. Final minute of this first quarter, 3rd and 9. Butler calling some audibles, trying to change the play a little bit. He wants to fire. Nobody's open, so he rolls around, gets past the lineman, wants to cut outside. And that's something he brings so much more to this offense outside of what Conrad Holly can do. His mobility makes this offense so much more dangerous, as Cardell catches it on the move there, and 19 yards later, he is brought down. And as I was saying, last year Butler, we all know, struggled in those first few games he played, as Devin Neal scampers for 11, and he just wasn't ready. But this year he seems like a completely different player, much more poised in the pocket with his decision making, and when he throws it away, Neal in the flats, and he's into the end zone. Devin Neal, nobody went with the running back on the slant play, and instead of forcing it, Maurice Butler finds his man wide open in the flat. So now we will resume action with Rutger finding Jaleel Farouk in the 10-yard catch, and another Sooners first down. This offense has not been something to scoff at. They've just had a tough time ending games and winning them when it matters most, as Jaleel Farouk gets another 12-yard catch. This one is another first down. Later on the same drive, right outside the red zone, Rutger on a 2nd and 10 takes the snap, wants to fire outside, and he's got his man Mario Williams, 23 yards, and 11 of 11 for Ralph Rutger so far today, as he has had himself an excellent showcase. Now 1st and 10, Neal's going to cut to the outside, got some nice blocking out there, and that's going to spring him free for 11 yards and another first down. Now 3rd and 2 on the same drive. Neal is going to cut it inside, and they are going to go to a 4th and 1 where they will likely go for it here. Butler out of the shotgun. Double back set, but it looks like it's going to be a pass. He has Hishaw to his left, Neal to his right, calling some audibles. Out of the shotgun, he is going to take the snap any second now. He takes it. 4th and 1, rolling out under pressure, fires, and it's caught, but he's dropped right in front of the line to gain, and the Sooners have an opportunity here to take a multi-score lead. Now 3rd and 5 on that next possession. Rutgers sacked right back there after 10-yard loss. He is going to be brought down right around midfield, and the Jayhawks survive disaster there on a 1st and 10. Sean Johnson gets lit up, but he is able to hold on to that bullet pass from Butler. Now another 1st and 10 on the same drive. Butler wants to throw again. Instead, he finds Cardell down there on a little stop and go route. 13 yards, and the drive continues. Now another 1st and 10. Later on down the field, 1:22 remains, and Johnson makes a heck of a catch there. 18-yard strike from Butler to Johnson, and a 3rd and 7 is where we find this team next. Now it's a play action. Wants to throw, fires to Johnson, and he drops it. Might have went for it on 4th down if that's a catch, but instead they will trot the young kicker Vincent out here, and he is going to knock this one through as we go down by 3 into halftime, starting the 3rd quarter, 13-10, as the Sooners get the ball first. Rutgers is going to want to throw it on 1st and 10. Nobody's there to get him, so he wants to take it off. Got a lot of room, and he gets hit hard by Ralph Rutger, 21 yards there, but he did not get down to slide. After that big play, it's a 2nd and 4 out of the shotgun. This time he's going to throw a screen play, and it's intercepted. Jacoby Bryant to the 40, to the 30. Nobody's going to catch him. That is a pick 6, the first pick 6 of the season for this Jayhawks defense, as Jacoby Bryant comes up clutch in this one. In the 3rd quarter, score is now 17-13. The Sooners get back on the field in a hurry. 2nd and 1, firing downfield, and he has got his man, but it's deflected by Romello Dotson at the last second. Farouk had it in his hands. Now 3rd and 1. Rutger option play. Nobody gets him. Then he's taken down by about 4 Jayhawks, and he loses 2 on the play, so they will punt it away. And the Jayhawks offense comes back onto the field, fielding the punt. 1st and 10, fires to Johnson. Dangerous throw, but it pays off as he gets it in over top of the defender. Now a 2nd and 17. Butler calling some audibles. Wants to throw. Not much pressure, so he fires across the middle, and he has Cardell again. He is having himself a terrific day. Another 19 yards added to the play. 2nd and 8 now. Butler out of the shotgun. Another pass play, rolling out to the right, wanting to get around the corner. He does, and he is brought down. A beautiful diving tackle, and we will resume on a 4th and 2. Butler under center, reverses the play, reverses it back. He wants to give it to Hishaw Jr. He's a little slow on the outside, but he gets there. Got the 1st down and just a little bit more, so we will get down to the goal line. 3rd and goal. Butler to Neal. Neal up the middle, touchdown. 1-yard run, but it still counts with just 2:12 left in this 3rd quarter. The Sooners now trail by 11 points, and a clutch matchup here that could make or break their season. 2nd and 2, he's going to find Farouk again, and Jalil Farouk's positive day has continued with another 9-yard catch, as Ralph Rucker, besides the 1 interception, has been fairly consistent for this offense. Now 1st and 10, Burnett on the screen. Got past 2 men to the 20. 15-10, diving at his ankles, and he's into the end zone. They do not catch Grant Burnett at all on that screen. He didn't even get touched, as the blocking was beautiful, and the Jayhawks defense allows a touchdown here late. 1st and 10 for Butler. Rolling out at the last second, he finds Cardell again for another 18-yard catch and run. So many of his catches have been right around that 20-yard mark. 3rd and 8 now with a little over 20 seconds and counting. Butler out of the shotgun. He had 2 backs beside him. Wants to throw. This one's to a wide open Donnell Harris. 13 yards, and the Jayhawks striking once again. 3rd and 1. Give it to Neal. Up the middle. Got a lot of room to scamper, and he's down 10 yards later around the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. Butler wants to go to Neal. He has got it into the end zone. His 2nd of the day, and another goal line score for this offense as the Jayhawks go up by 11 with 7:31 remaining. The Sooners offense has very little time to get back into this one. Major cuts it back on this possession, and he is barely brought down. Touchdown saving tackle there by the lineman. And Marcus Major is keeping this drive alive. 3rd and 4 there. Go back to him. No, they keep it with Rutger on an option play. He is going to get past multiple men down to the 20 and at the 24-yard line. He is pushed out by the safety. 3rd and 7 now. Rutger out of the shotgun. 5.5 minutes and counting. He is under pressure by Staley. Jackson gets there. Breaking tackles and into the end zone. Cody Jackson broke 3 tackles on his way to a touchdown there. Now 1st and 10. Butler wants to throw. Fires. No, he keeps it himself and he slides down. A smooth run there for a 1st down. 2nd and 3. This defense cannot stop the run game as Devin Neal gets it up the right side and he even cuts it back for good measure. And a 10-yard run. Now 4:08 remaining. Butler out of the shotgun. He has Neal beside him again. Wants to throw this time. Nobody's open until he finds Rector wide open on a stop route there. A curl route gets him open. And a 2nd and 6 is where we pick up at around the 25-yard line. Butler wants to fire downfield. He's got Rector into the 5 and down to the 2-yard line is where this offense will settle. 1st and goal. Read option. Keeps it himself. Nobody's there. Touchdown. Jayhawks. 3 yards. Maurice Butler in his first start of the season has put up an outstanding performance. 38-21 is where we stand. 3rd and 2 for Rutger and company. Wants to throw to the outside, and Mario Williams, a toe tap catch. There's still a lot of time for this offense to get back in the game. 1:45, they give it a Major up the middle. Not expecting the run. He has a good bit of space for 10 yards to scamper there. And a 4th and 3 is where we stand now. Nate Smith on the outside, going to bring the pressure up the middle. Rutger gets out of the pocket, wants to run. He's sacked. And the Jayhawks will stop him here. They would punt it away, though. With 1:03 remaining, the Sooners used up all of their timeouts on that drive. And they still have 59 seconds left to score 10 points. And get back into this one and send it to overtime. Here we are, 1st and 10. Not impossible. Jackson on the first play of the game actually gets tackled into the 1st down marker. And the clock continues to run. Now 1st and 10, no huddle offense. Rutger out of the shotgun. They don't give it to Major, unsurprisingly. Wants to go downfield. He fires deep downfield to his man. He's got him in one-on-one, and he's caught it and a touchdown. Mario Williams, 48 yards. And there is what they needed, a quick touchdown, and it all comes down to this. Onside kick is going to be fumbled around and recovered by Hishaw. There we go. The Jayhawks are going to win this one. The first win against Oklahoma in this entire series and in the young career of head coach Smeems. He has finally taken down the Sooners. 38-35 is where the final stands as we head into the post-game press conference and examine the stats for this one. What a massive win, folks, today. I came into this game thinking this was going to be our one chance to finally take down Oklahoma, and man, I was exactly right. Maurice Butler didn't have himself a magnificent day through the air. 18 for 28, 252 yards, 1 touchdown. He did have the interception, which honestly was completely avoidable. He threw it behind a wide open guy and right into the defender's hands, so not too worried about that one. Devin Neal, 31 for 113 and 2 touchdowns. Maurice Butler did attribute another touchdown on the ground. Receiving-wise, was a different story. Lawrence Arnold, 4 for 35. Trevor Cardell, 4 for 69. Sean Johnson, 4 for 72. And Devin Neal, the one lone receiving touchdown. So it was just a team effort today. And overall, the defense carried. 2 sacks from Krishan Brown. They had a few more. 2 from Zach Flynn. A few guys down here. And then, of course, that massive pick 6 that I think, honestly, was the turning point of the game by Jacoby Bryant. Just an outstanding performance by this team. And as you can see, we are very close to making it back into that top 25. Now, if Oklahoma had maybe won a few more games, we would have been in it already, but now we are 2nd place in the rankings out there of receiving extra votes to make it in. So hopefully, if we can take down this Iowa State team, which is easier said than done, we can jump back into the top 25. And if you look at the conference standings, right now, we have a 1-game lead over the next person in our side of the conference. Texas is 2-2. We are 3-1. So technically, this is not a win or go home scenario right here, but we would like to have this win. West Virginia over there is 3-0 on the other side, but they have a very tight race in that side of the conference. Every team in here is actually fairly good on that side of the conference. This year, our side is struggling a lot. Oklahoma State struggling. Kansas State is struggling, but better in conference than teams like Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, who is 0-7 now. Just as crazy to see. And honestly, there were not too many big matchups that I saw this week. We'll still go through and see a few of the matchups from last week. Why did I go to rankings? We were just there. I'd like to go through and see some of the schedule games from last week and see what all happened, because there were a few interesting ones that I'm sure went down. Obviously, we played Oklahoma. We don't know, or we don't want to see much more about that one. Ohio State barely squeaked by Maryland. Miami beat up on a lowly Virginia team. California, who is ranked now, and I believe maybe they have Jalen Daniels still. I do not know exactly if they have Jalen Daniels playing on their team still. I'm not entirely sure. Akron continues their undefeated season. Tulane continues their magnificent win there late in that game against Tulsa. Then we see USC take down Kentucky, an odd matchup there. Florida Atlantic, another ranked team from a lower conference, takes down or loses to Middle Tennessee, which caused them to drop a few in the rankings. Texas A&M takes down Mississippi State fairly easily. Arkansas and Alabama, two ranked teams, they not really close at all. Arkansas takes them down. Washington takes down Oregon in a rivalry game pretty easily. Ole Miss beats up on Texas State. West Virginia takes down Kansas State. We see Wisconsin squeak by Illinois. And is there any other big games down here? Florida State beats up on NC State. Rivalry game here where Notre Dame, 7-1 on the year, they dominated Stanford. Georgia squeaks by Vanderbilt in a 7-point game. Other than that, it looks like we didn't miss out on too much. And there were a few interesting recruiting news or announcements. We did get locked out of Nick Kelly, the receivers recruiting race. He actually wanted to commit to either Tulane or Bowling Green, so that's why he's no longer going to be here. So he will be attending one of those schools. But did we actually get any new guys from last episode? I don't think we got any new commits yet. We still only have these two, but we are leading in a lot of battles right now. We have a good bit of visits going, and we have these three athletes that we're leading in by a good bit. So I'm pretty excited and pretty content with where we're at there. Only 2 scholarships on record right now, but we'll have a few more coming in the next few weeks. And before we look at any of that, this one makes me nervous. We've got a home game against 5-1 Iowa State. Now, we've beaten Iowa State before, but this one is just going to be so tough to come out and do. They have Hunter Deckers, who's having a great season. Conrad Hawley is obviously not playing at the moment for us. I assume Maurice Butler's going to be back in the game, considering how well he played this week, and at least the fact that we won. And if we look at this Iowa State team, they've won a few close games, so if we keep it close, there's no guarantee that we're going to win. And I'm a little nervous for it, if I'm going to be honest. So you guys go ahead and comment your score predictions down for this next matchup. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this series, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I'll see you guys next time in a hometown matchup against the Iowa State Cyclones.